It's a pleasure to be here in Bangalore after a long time. I'm coming here after a year, and it's a pleasure to speak on the subject which all of us are really passionate about, video marketing, content marketing. So I wanted to start my session by telling you that people don't watch ads. So what are we doing here? There are 200 of us in the room, and people don't watch ads. The room has brand marketers, digital marketers, content marketers, agency walas, all kinds of people, and people don't watch ads. So if people don't watch ads, what do they watch? People watch stories. At times, they happen to be ads. Nobody gets up and says, let's block 9:30. I'm going to do binge watching of ads from 9:30 to 11. And if people don't watch ads and people watch stories, how do we industrialize the profession of generating watch-worthy stories at scale? I always, like to think of it as the content value chain. When you think about creating stories at scale, scale comes from running a factory. If you want to run a content factory, there are various levers which get the story engine humming. So the first is inspiration. Where do you draw inspiration from creating stories? Second is creation at scale. So Achin had a great point about scoring 30,000 videos in a year. That's, I think, industrialization. Very, very important aspect which most people forget. When you create a video, and a lot of us don't have massive budgets, how do you render it in various formats and squeeze the last drop out of the lemon? The third part is distribution. Distribution is not only about money and spending a lot of money to push it out, but it's also about using first-party, second-party, third-party data, using your cookie pools, using email databases, using affiliate marketing. Then comes analytics and optimization, and if we're lucky, monetization. All shared ads don't lead to a ads sales spurt. That's the point I'm making. So when you actually think about ideas and inspiration, there are 6 or 7 content currencies which you should think about. You start by researching and seeing what are people talking about. You should actually think about keyword research, scanning competition. There are a lot of content apps we use. The only job of that app is to tell you what are people talking about. The crudest form of a content app is TikTok. So you can do a lot of research there. We also look at what are influencers and tastemakers talking about. Anybody with more than 100,000 followers is not really an influencer, according to me. Today's the world of micro-influencers. The only influencers for us who are worth looking at and following are people with less than 10 or 15,000 followers. Because those are the guys who are relevant in their community, and they make the needle move on ads. 100,000 means there is a 99% chance somebody is paying them to tweet, blog. They're not influencers. They're just, paid professionals, and consumers are smart not to follow them. We also do something really, really boring, Google Alerts. And if you look at my team, it's a very small team. There are 10 people running marketing for a 100 million ARR company. And we have almost 12, 13,000 keywords configured. And the keywords are very, very important when it comes to moment marketing. What do I mean by moment marketing? You can create a content calendar, a storytelling calendar, but often things happen which happen right then, which you couldn't have planned for. So we use boring things like Google Alerts. How many of you have heard of Curata? Curata is 2 or 3 of you. I would strongly recommend try Curata. And no, we don't get referral commissions that we gain from Curata. But it's a great software to curate content and look at what's working. Now, the difference between storytelling and telling your story well. So storytelling, the only people who benefit are the consumers. They hear a great story versus telling a story well. When you tell a story well, both the brand and the consumer benefits. Versus storytelling, which is a one-sided phenomena, largely only the consumer benefits. Which basically means all of us should not only want to be great storytelling artists, but we have to tell stories which move the needle on sales. So my session is actually called Moving the Needle on Sales, so that's very important. So one of the tools we experiment a lot with here is called Lumen 5. One of the biggest myths in content creation is creating content is very expensive. We have a very small marketing budget, and we use a lot of open source tools to create content on our own. Very interesting quote. Now that you've been inspired and you've created a story worth telling, and a story which will move the needle on ad sales, Distribution is very, very important. And I love this ad from the BuzzFeed guys. Content is key, but distribution is king, and she wears the pants. Basically, you've created great content, but if nobody has seen it, it's not been shared. It's just lying in the warehouse. It's lying in your factory, and it's not moving the needle on ad sales. So how do you hack into distribution? So one of my investing companies is a company called Vitifeed, and I invested in them a couple of years ago. And I'd gone to Indore, and they run a massive studio. It's a digital studio. And all that studio does is it looks at how to viral a video, right? And some of their videos are also average, but they know how to viral a video, which comes from having massive long tail lists, knowing micro-influencers, so having a database of influencers for almost 500 cities, class 1, class 2, class 3 towns in India, being a part of as many WhatsApp groups. So how can you micro-seed the content and get the content to take off? Extremely important. Most of us forget. A lot of good storytelling, video marketing is about optimization. So often when we do a video, we actually do 30, 40 edits of a video. And we release all 40 simultaneously. My previous role was I was the global head of marketing at HCL, which was a $9 billion software company. And every campaign we did, we at least did 40 edits. There was a 3-second edit, there was a 6-second edit, there were multiple endings, there were multiple call to actions, and we released all of them simultaneously. And then we started testing, and then we optimized. There is a lot of pressure to do a lot of campaigns. I personally think it's not important to do a lot of campaigns. It's very important to do few campaigns which do very well. Return on investment. If we are creating outstanding content, it's being shared a lot, and it's being done very frugally. Ad sales are still not happening. You're still not moving the needle on revenue. What's happening? People are just enjoying free content. Nobody's interested in your product. I always struggle with it. So classical FMCG marketing, if you go back 10, 20 years ago, and you were brought up with Nestle, Coke, Pepsi, GlaxoSmithKline School of Management, Levers, P&G, you were always told, video में 40% last में end frame में product होना चाहिए. There should be a product shot which takes 40% of your frame. The brand has to be related 3 times. And I think a lot of us have forgotten a lot of that stuff. We think it's not cool. Let's just create art. Let's be hip. There is a lot of merit in those classical marketing sciences which helps you move the needle on ad sales. So I wanted to share 2 small stories of content experiments we did. So the industry which I belong to is travel and tourism. We are a travel tech company. We are a SaaS platform. And travel and hospitality employs 10% of world's population. It's massive. And we actually started, I told my team, get out of office, go and actually spend a couple of days with the people we work with. Stand in hotels, see what are people doing, go to an airport, take flights, go to a tour operator, take a train ride. I pushed all the marketing team out of the office for a week. So people traveled, people met people, and we said, while there are a lot of reports which talk about what's changing in the industry, don't give me any data. Just tell me, what do you feel? And there was a piece of insight which jumped out, which was like, travel and hospitality brings smile to people. It de-stresses you. A lot of feedback was, I'm a doorman, I'm a porter in a hotel, I'm a receptionist, I'm an airline travel agent. We bring smiles to people, and nobody cares about us. We started looking at stories where some of these heroes have gone beyond the call of duty. So most of you are familiar with the incident at Taj, 2611. There are many such events which have happened in travel and hospitality where people have literally taken a bullet to save their guests. We used Lumina to create these videos. And I told my team a very simple thing. I said, I don't want thousands and millions of shares. We are not a consumer brand. I want meaningful shares, meaningful conversations. Can we move the needle on top 1,000 CEOs and decision makers in our industry? So people who run large airlines, the chairman of Booking.com, the senior vice president at Expedia, people like that. So we created 10 videos in 1.5 lakhs. we started sharing the video, and we did a very simple thing. We told people, so we are a 700 people company. We asked everybody, because we had no media budgets, we asked everybody to post it on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and just tag 10 people they want to thank in travel and hospitality, right? So it started like the ALS challenge, that was our inspiration, and it went on to get 370,000 shares. Massive, massive sharing, 3.8 million impressions. It trended in 20 cities around the globe, 20 cities. So it was number 3, 2.8 million people reached. And so Colleen is the global head of travel and hospitality at Facebook. So we had the chairman of Booking.com share it. We had people from Agoda share it, Make My Trip, Millennium Hotels. So old-fashioned, the idea is not new. We just picked up an idea which was done. We picked up a great insight and rode on it.
Behind every passenger dreaming on a plane, and every guest resting their head on fluffy pillows, are the untold stories of people who lose their sleep every day so that someone dreams a little better. Behind picture-perfect holidays and successful business meetings are some selfless people who'll even happily skip dinner to make someone's meal memorable. Behind every cup of coffee that smells just right and a pile of nicely stacked towels are a few passionate folks who stand on sore feet all day to make someone feel more relaxed. Behind grand anniversary celebrations is a little birthday girl waiting for daddy to get back home. And behind those smiles they beam out are a lot of little sacrifices they hide. A salute to the unsung heroes of travel and hospitality who work tirelessly to help you be the best every day. Tell us your story of everyday heroes in travel and hospitality. Let's bring them to light together.
So this is another example. This was something we had done at HCL. And HCL was a far bigger company. Our advertising budgets, team size, everything was far bigger. And this is a video for smart helmets. So these helmets are used by miners who work in mines. And you often have explosions and safety incidents at mines, which put their life at risk. And we had organized a hackathon, and somebody came up with this idea. And these helmets cost about $300–400. And HCL was a software business. We really didn't want to sell these helmets. But we just wanted to make sure that people come around and know that we are working on smart videos. So we actually crowdsourced footage on safety incidents around the world by using a hashtag. So the campaign started with us just saying, whenever you think there is an incident happening or there is a risk, pick up a phone and share videos. We crowdsourced all that footage, and we said, we are going to release something which will help you protect you from these incidents. So 2 months, we got a lot of these incidents reported. We already had the product. We released the product, and the product really, really sold very well.